up? My name is Karrina Pitman. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm talking about Cmpa and how I knew that he had it, or we're assuming that he has had it. The symptoms that he had, and then how we diagnosed, and then when we talked to the pediatrician about it. Really, Cmpa stands for cow's milk protein allergy. And for him, it's so interesting because the whole time I was pregnant, I did not, I was drinking milkshakes like nobody's business, and I was having milkshakes and cheesecake and actually drinking milk again. And I used to not drink milk, but since I was craving it, I was like, well, if I'm craving it, then that means I clearly need it. I used to worry about lactose and just did almond milk, and then I started easing into hard cheeses and eliminating the lactose. And then, yeah, I just started getting A2 milk and local milk and all the things. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have him and he's not gonna have this allergy. Why would he have this allergy? Because the whole time I was pregnant, I was eating dairy out the butthole, whatever. So I ate dairy probably up until 6 weeks. Prior to 6 weeks, he was very colicky. So my brother, I guess, was colicky when we were younger. And it was just the crying and the gassiness. And he was just uncomfortable and throwing up all the time, which that's a whole other thing. But I mean, being a newborn, it's well, what is this? He, in the hospital, never cried. He was in the NICU for 2 weeks. He barely cried ever. The only time he ever cries is when he's naked or when he is hungry. Otherwise, he's fine. So it was just weird, and it was just, we were feeding him, then we were making sure his diaper, we were doing all the things that you do with a newborn. Couple days go by, weeks go by, he starts developing acne and a rash all over his face. I'll try to show the photo here. So he was just getting really, really bad acne, when you hit middle school or you hit puberty and all of a sudden it's just breakouts everywhere. It was definitely not baby acne. And of course, thank goodness for the internet, and thank goodness that we have access to the internet, and I see Cmpa. So I start taking it out. His dad starts getting bothered, oh my gosh, we should go to the doctor, we should ask, blah, blah, blah. And I'm well, basically I have a PhD in the internet, so I know that this is probably what it is. Anyways, I took dairy out and he started getting better. So with Cmpa though, it takes 2 weeks to get out of my system and then 2 weeks to get out of his system. However, for him, he, I guess, had more of a mild case, even though it looked pretty bad to us. And so it went away within a week and a half. The doctor also told us to get this Era Organics baby balm to put on him, which also helps with rash and things like that. So yeah, ever since then, I've just been dairy free. It's kind of been a challenge because, with breastfeeding and pumping, you need to eat to get that output. And so obviously dairy is higher in calories because of the fat. So it's definitely been tricky. However, he's better, he's happier. We literally barely deal with any gassiness at all. And I think that's what makes a difference is when you have a newborn, you don't know. And that's what it's there's so many things that can lead to one thing or something else, but you don't know until you keep trying different things. And so luckily we were able to fix it and figure that out right away. But if your baby has Cmpa, or you assume or think that they might, just doesn't hurt to take dairy out. Try to take dairy out and give it a couple weeks to notice it. And then if nothing changes and it gets worse, go to the doctor, obviously. But that's just our experience. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, comment, join my free fitness community down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.